Welcome to the George FT TV YouTube channel. Today we have my first official team for Supercoach 2025, which we'll build today. So I have a rough idea of what it's going to look like, but I haven't played with a team with the 31st player. So if you don't know, we have 31 players on field now. Not 31, sorry. We have 23 on field and 31 in total. And the player prices have been decreased a little bit. So the magic numbers come down a bit, which I think is good. So we'll see how it shapes up. And yeah, I've gone through the prices. It looks like discounts, they seem to change the discounts like Westbrook changes teams at this point. A few years ago it was 10%, it was 20, sorry, it was 10, it was 30, then it was 40. Last year it was 50. So I thought Bailey Smith would be 210k, but he's only got a 10% discount instead of the 50 like he would have gotten last year. Which I think it's a good decision I think it's good that the less money we have to play with, the more, I guess, interesting it gets. Like, you make a few harder decisions. So I think that's good for the game. But it is odd that it changes so much. So it's not important. So it's whatever. But yeah, we have Discord. So I'm probably going to pump the Discord this year. I think it's good. More people join, the merrier. So yeah, just discussion forum, basically, live chats, and people post the team, and you can comment on other people's team, and yeah, share whatever you want. So sharing ideas in there, and I'm seeing, from what I've seen this morning, I think I've seen the forward line looks the same pretty much everywhere. I think most people have a Horn Francis, and then there's the other four common ones. Plus, like an Elijah Hewitt at F6, so see how he goes. Apparently, he's training really well at the moment, so not a lot of variation in the forward line. Rucks, I'm seeing a little bit of variation. Some people don't want to pay for Sherry. Some people like TDK. Some people are not sure on TDK. Some people like Matt Flynn. A few don't mind Sean Darcy, who's not a bad price, I think. I'm used to that slot being Ruck, but yeah, now we've got this flex spot here. We'll speak about Rucks when we go through that line. Midfield is whoever floats your boat. A little bit of Bont, not a lot. Bit of Butters, a few going Dacos, a few Sarong. Some people not interested in the 600 price range. A bit of LDU, I've seen a few Walsh, seen a fair bit of Petrarca, a bit of Dawson. There's a lot of options here. So there's also the 450 sort of range. We got Clayton Oliver. Chera's interesting one. We'll discuss him. Probably a bit too injury prone for my liking, but sounds like Qatar might have done some good for him. Will Ashcroft as well, got the buy, so lots of options. And then down back, most people are happy to pay for Sheasel, and then it's pretty much like Sinclair, Nass, bit of Jordan Clark, a bit of Sicily, some like Mills. I've seen one Matt Roberts, so there's a lot to really think about this year for Supercoach, which is great. So I think it will be a good year. Unfortunately, the buys are back, which kind of sucks. So yeah, if you like a Sicily, he's got the buy. We'll discuss him. So I think we can start building a team. So it should be fun. So we'll start with the forward line. We usually start down back, but I think most people are gonna have the same forward line roughly. So I like Juan Francis. I think they like playing him deep forward, so I don't think you have to pick him, and I don't think there's massive upside here. Like, I'd be surprised if he did 110 if they're going to plonk him at full forward every now and then, and a lot of names to go through there. Don't need to reel them off, but you got 5 mids that can take a lot of points or soak up a lot of that pie. So we'll leave him for there. Leave him at F1, and I'd be shocked if he's not a top 6 forward. So yeah, he's got a bit of soft tissue history. Done a hammy at North, done a hammy last year. But he's played 20 plus games, I think, multiple times. So young as well. I think we'll give him a pass for that. So yeah, more I don't think you're touching. More at that price. Probably upgrade target. Rankins, 520, 96. I think finished the year pretty poorly. Got KO'd, got sent to another dimension by, was it Houston? I think it was Houston. I don't know if he's mid or forward more. I think he'll definitely play a fair bit mid this year, but I don't know what the split will be. I think Crows have brought in Sid Draper, James Peatling, So there's a few more mids that, I think Crouch will get a lot of mid time. So Laird's playing half back. So I don't know what the CBAs will look like. I think he'll be like a reasonable pick. Pretty injury prone, which is a bit annoying, but seems to get injured when he's done a hammy in the same way, sprinting late on the wing, like late in fourth quarters. Jackson, you're not touching until, or I don't want to say until, I don't want to jinx it, but unless something happens to Darcy and you got key forwards like Daniels, I'm not going to get mid-time, so as far as I'm aware, so not interested. Nothing really here. Neil Bullen's going to play half forward. Keys, I think, is half forward. Simpkin, I think, will get squeezed out with Parker, but we'll see. Maybe zoom in a bit. But yeah, we'll go through, be quick with the forwards. I think Connor McDonald, I think they've kind of found his spot at half forward, so until mid-time happens and is consistent, I probably won't touch him. So McRae, I think McRae is always a slight concern, but for that price, and he's gone, I don't think he'll be sub, at least to start off with, unless Ross gets pissed off or something. So Jack McRae, 390k. I don't think there's much to lose here, and there's potentially a lot to gain. So we know what McRae can do. I think 110, 120, they're certainly gone. 110, I think, is gone. 90 plus is certainly doable. Last few years, it's been a little bit of regression mixed with Bevo. So when you mix the two, it's hard to tell what's what, but a bit of both, I think, has certainly affected him. So with a bit of mid-time, he still went to the VFL, had I think it was 140 touches in 3 games or something. So 130 touches or something. So still can do all right, but it is VFL. So look, McRae's in. He'll stay there unless proven otherwise. Bailey Smith training inside mid. So he's in for sure. Super hard worker. Got a point to prove leaving the club. Nothing really here. I guess Adams is sort of finished in terms of relevance for fantasy games. Rochelle, no, because I think there's too many mids, but I think he's training midfield this preseason, apparently doing really well. So we saw in his second year to open the year, played really well in the, got a bit of mid-time, but sort of faded out in the year, a bit sore, so I think it's worth just monitoring. I don't think we'll pick him, but just worth, I think he's still probably a forward predominantly, but I know he's training midfield, so one to maybe for draft. Luke Parker, 340k. It's a no for now. I think too many names in that midfield. Cheese will play mid, Wardlaw, LDU. Who's the fourth one? Maybe they like McKercher in there. Like Will Phillips probably done. Yeah, maybe Simpkin still gets a bit of time in there. So I don't know what's going on. We'll worry about that later in the year. I think there'll definitely be forward time though. So could do worse, but I'll leave that one for now. I think Sanders could be one at some point. Who knows with Bevo? Like, is he best 22? Is he gonna be subbed? Who knows? So VFL numbers were really good and started the year okay, and then I think maybe confidence and kicking wasn't great either. So maybe he's got a bit to work on, but I think he'll be good at some point. Sanders. Where's Mateus? So Mateus. I wouldn't be surprised if Mateus averages more than Horn Francis. Not one bit. So he's a really exciting player. So I think he is M1 potential for sure. Like super talented. So I think we can all see that from that last year. So he's locked in. There's no chance that he's moving from my forward line. I'm missing somebody. Caleb Daniel. There he is. Not much here. I guess Bailey Humphrey. I wonder if they move Took out the midfield. I think they should, personally, but Ben Hobbs is here. Probably no. I don't see where the mid clock's coming from. Sardis probably ahead of him, so we'll see. And then I think we'll just run rookies. Could run, if I had to run one more player, it's probably Rankin, but Probably leave it. I think Tom Lynch is here somewhere. 180k for Tom Lynch. I don't know. Is he going to stay fair? He just can't stay on the park. So probably leave it. Jack Martin, 150k. What's... Okay. Excuse me. Injury, calf tightness. Calf. Okay. I can't see him. I haven't looked at it too deep, but that might be interesting. 150k. Is there room for him though? He could be sub. They've got Close, Myers, Manor. I don't see a spot for him. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's no. So Narkles changed clubs again. I don't know why. He's still in the league. No idea. But I guess good for him. Elijah Hewitt. I think we like... so watching Elijah Hewitt a few years ago, he came on as a sub and he looked really good. And I think he had a lot of work to do with his tank. But I think, yeah, he looks good from the small sample size we've seen. And I think West Coast, they lack talent for sure still. Even though they're starting to accumulate draft picks, they still need much more talent to be pumped into the club over the next few years. And Hewitt looks... Yeah, they got Reed, Long, Hewitt, Gidby. It's starting to, Bo Allen now as well. So they're starting to build a little bit. But I think for me, they have, with where they're at, they got to play him. So unless they want to build him through the VFL because he's been injured so long. So that's one to keep an eye on. Dev Robertson, 121k. I feel like he's been rookie, sort of a cheap option for a long time now. Well, I don't know if an option, but someone we've looked at. It's not going to get mid-clock at all. And not really best 22. All the ACLs they had, still, I guess a lot of them were key position players, but I don't think he'll start. So probably leave that for now. It's just rookies, so who cares at the moment. Erasmus, no doubt he can score. I think he was top scorer in the... Not top scorer. I think he averaged 100 plus in the waffle. I think there's an injury game in there from when I was looking at it. Definitely can score. He sort of feels like he's in the top 25 sort of players. So I don't know how he gets, how he avoids the vest. But even if he does get the vest, I still think he'll make money, every now and then, not every week. So what do they do with Fife this year? What's the starting midfield look like? We know the top three. But yeah, Johnson, Erasmus. Do they put Shea in there a bit? I've heard this guy's going to play Jefferson. Wouldn't have a clue anything. I think key forward, but other than that, I don't absolutely nothing about him. I guess before Ashton Moyer, heard some good things about him. He looked alright last year. Tunstall's cheap again. Don't know who half these players are. Will Hayes. I think that's a different one to the one that was at the Dogs, surely. Alright. Cool. I think maybe we can go rucks now. Alright, so what are we doing here? I think Gorn... it's a lot of money for 33, 34-year-old. They've brought in Campbell's back up, so I don't think they play together unless it's injuries a thing. And Sherry. I think I'd go Sherry just because he's a bit younger. Probably... it's hard to say durable because Sherry's had his injury issues, but not really soft tissue. Gordon's had a couple soft tissue, not a lot, but I think Rowan, probably skip Rowan because they've brought in, I think it's Boyd. I don't know if they've signed him yet. Maybe they haven't actually signed him yet, but I think they're going to sign the guy who won the McGarry medal in the SNFL, which is a SNFL Brown loan. From the ruck, average 160 there or something, but yeah, rucks in second leagues, you can come up against some easy kills. So I don't know if they went to get Soldo, and they played Rowan a bit more forward in the last few rounds, I think. So I wonder if they're going to do something with that. So I think I'll skip Rowan. English. hate owning English a lot. Grundy, I don't like owning him either. Mika, I don't mind. Like, could be okay. Think he can do 105 plus. SDK, not SDK. I'll keep the conning for now. I think about it. I think he's injured. I think he's in limited training at the moment because he had multiple issues last year. I think Sherry was sort of roughing him up in the ruck, and then he just couldn't go on, and some serious injury happened. So we'll keep an eye on the conning. I think he's gonna make money if he just starts and he's like fully fit. So I almost see him as like he could easily make 100k with the way he was scoring last year. So if something goes wrong, I think we can cash him out for a bit more. But I'm pretty keen on TDK for. Yeah, his scoring output is nuts when under the right conditions, but I don't expect it to be a smooth sailing pick, so I almost see it as like a cash grab, but we'll see. Seen a bit of Sean Darcy. Briggs is there. Briggs played injured. I think Briggs can do like 105 to 110. Has the bye though, so yeah, had a dodgy shoulder last year, or 2024. Probably skip Darcy, just way too injury prone. Like, there's injury prone and there's injury prone, so no from me. Although I think I'm going to do it in fantasy because he's priced at like 70 something in fantasy. So I think, with injury prone plays, we'll sort of just weigh up the price heavily. So we'll take the punt depending on the price. Sweet's probably not the worst. Like, could do 95 plus, so a little bit upside there, but probably no. Conway, I wouldn't trust Chris Scott. I got Matt Flynn for now. I think he's going to get the ruck spot. So for West Coast and fully fit, and one where price at 61's done 84 plus twice, and that's including games with I think Bruce or Briggs. He's sort of tagged with. I think maybe more Bruce than Briggs, but I'll run the risk. Yeah, he did a bad hammy last year. I think it was like a freak one, like. It wasn't like just running and did a hammy. I think it was more like something like in a ruck. Like, I don't know. It was a weird one. It was a bit like hyperextended or something like that. So we'll run the risk on that. And I don't really want to spend too much in the ruck. So it looks pretty disgusting to look at, but I see a lot of upside here. And rounds 2, 3, and 4, we have what's it called? Like peanuts that's stuck in my throat. Rounds 2, 3, and 4, we have buys. So if something goes wrong, plus flex as well, we have a bit of a safety net. Liam Reedy, I guess if Darcy goes down, could be one. I guess Max Heath forward ruck. I don't know if he plays though. The fact that they've gone and got back up and they drafted a ruck doesn't fill me a lot of confidence with Heath. No 99k. I mean, surely, I don't know. We'll just go this guy for now because ruck forward. Vigor Visentini. That's a pretty cool name. All right, we'll go defense now. So I think that's how I think I'll start out. If something happens to DeConning, I think I'll just pay for Sherry. I think the two you probably want is probably Sherry and at some point Gorn, I would imagine. But Gorn's a weird one. He priced out a Gorn every year for like long periods. So, and because he's older, he might get injured or something. So anyway, we'll move on to the defenders. I'm looking at these top price defenders. Only one interests me, and that is Harold Sheasel. I don't really care what role he plays. We know that they're going to want the ball in his hands a lot, and he's shown, like we've seen, like Dacos and Gordon and stuff, like these like almost prodigies. Certainly Dacos, Gordon probably as well. But I think Sheasel is better than both. I think. Maybe not Dacos yet. Dacos probably more goal kick. Bit more of a goal kicker, but I like Sheasel's contested game. So yeah, I don't think Sheasel's far off Dacos at all. So, but yeah, both I think will be like top 3 players in the league for a long time. So I think, price at 118. It's going to pick him. It's going to no buy. Going to be the top 3 defender. So yeah, unbelievable talent. Luke Ryan, probably no, but like, I don't know. Don't really want to sit through that pain again of not owning. But I think next we'll go Sinclair. So he had a bit of a slow start. Came off some calf issues, but did play every game. So the logic here is, I think, I don't know about last year, but certainly the year before, he scored better in defense. So that's something I'll need to look up a little bit. But I like, I think he's, how old is he? I feel like he's 30. Okay, it will be 30, but halfback it's okay, I think. Yeah, it didn't start too well, and then just cooked in the back half of the year. I think I'm okay with Sinclair. He's just a star. Should have been all Australian, but had the slow start. Houston suspended, I think. Plus he has the bye, but I think he's just suspended for round 0. Nick Martin has round 0. I don't have Nick Martin, but I've thought about it. But he has around 4 bye, I think. And I don't know where he's going to place, but I think he's like almost an exception in terms of role a bit, because he scored fine when he was playing up the ground a bit more later in the year, and he just kind of does whatever he wants. So, and he plays like 95% TOG as well. So I'll leave that for now, but I don't think it's the worst pick. I've got Geordie Clark at the moment. I wanted to own him last year, but I would prefer someone with a bit more proven history than just the 1 year, but I was really impressed with him. Got tagged a few times. I think most 75% of his games were over a ton. So had last 2 games didn't score really well, so I think that sort of tanked his. It was sitting at like I think a 107, 108, and he sort of tanked it a bit in the last 2 games. So I think he's fair priced, and I think the buy. Okay. I want to check the fixture. I think it's 13. It's Saints and Dockers. Okay. So, I guess the more Saints and Dockers, the better. Nas, I don't mind Nas, but I feel like you're getting what you pay for. Maybe similar with Jordan Clark, but maybe Jordan Clark has a bit more of an intercepting game. Max Holmes, I don't know. Too much soft tissue history. Every year soft tissue, so probably no for me, but interesting. And like, where does he play? Does he play full inside mid? Yeah, super talented player though, but I think he can just sort of, do we need him down back and throw him in the wing for a bit? Next player, I think Sicily. So I was listening to Sam Mitchell on 3AW from a week ago. You can just search Sam Mitchell interview 3AW. 14 minute interview. And in the last minute, they ask him, where's Sicily playing? And he says he's back, he's training back, but we can throw him forward if we need him. So it is a bit of a worry, but I think there's a lot of... Sicily nearly got to 700k 2 years ago. And yeah, Sicily is... If you have like suppressed emotions, watching Sicily, it can bring them out. Just... The good times are good. Like, he's just intercepting everything, 150 plus. And the bad times, it's just a train wreck. Like, yeah, it gets so bad because it's 50s. He's punching people. He's getting suspended. You know, if he gives away a 50 in the first 5 minutes, just turn the TV off. So, but when he has a good matchup and he does whatever he wants, he's on best interceptor in the league with Tom Stewart. So, yeah, I like Sicily, and he's in for now. But he has the buy. But I think, the money you save on him, instead of going like one of these 600k guys, is quite nice. Bailey Dale's not the worst pick either. I don't like Stewart anymore. I think just age and, did the soft tissue last year too. So I think he's 32. So, yeah, for me, it's out. I've been saying that for a while now, but I think last year Had a really, really poor first half of the year, but this mid role is quite nice for him. Mid floating back. Colby, I think, could play a bit of wing, so he's no, but it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Jaden Short's done way too many soft tissue injuries over the past 2 years, but with no Rioli. How many years did we say no Hooley? No Rioli now. Could be a bit of upside there. Did play 22. Okay, I thought he missed heaps, but the year before he must have missed a lot. Matt Roberts. I think Matt Roberts will cook this year for sure. Just not 100% sure. We'll see what Dean Cox wants to do. A little bit dependent on what they do with Callum Mills, but later in the year, watching Matt Roberts, he was playing sort of that Bailey Dale role or quarterback role where you sit a bit deeper in defense and you kind of just launch the ball from deep in defense and uses that main outlet there. So also able to push up a bit too. So I did like it felt like he was the main distributor at times in the final. I don't think he did a lot in the grand final, but before that he did really well. So it's an interesting one. I do like him, and I think Cox really rates him. Cox was singing his praises early last preseason, so that's one to watch. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Pretty durable too. I think did have one contact issue the year before though. Mark Keane 420k. McAndrew, I think he's gonna play back, but probably no from me. Needs kick-ins. Logan Evans could be an interesting one with no Houston. Who's going to get the uptick there? Do they put Jay Spurg on there? Evans, Farrell? I don't know. I think it'll be Evans that gets the uptick. DeConning, I think they're going to play him back, if at all. And yeah, Geelong Ruckman. Couldn't think of anything worse than picking a Geelong Ruckman. I think we'll give Callum another shot. Because of price, and I think soft tissue history is pretty bad, pretty concerning. But I don't know. Callum can put up big numbers, and his role could be pretty iffy. But how can it possibly be worse than this year? 73. So yeah, I'll pick Callum for now. Needs a clean preseason, or he's out straight away. I think we've spent enough in defense. I'm just seeing if there's anyone cheap worth looking at here. I don't see anyone. Oh, here we go again. Miller. I don't know what the Crows are doing at halfback. I have no idea. I know Laird's training back there and Hinge will play back there, but what's Cumming doing? What's Miller doing? I don't know who else. Oscar Ryan as well is apparently been going really well. Should have debuted last season at halfback for us, but who knows? Chavaglia. I don't know much about him. Taru, key position. Gibcus again. Is he going to be ready round one? We'll find out. Bo Allen. Yeah, I guess. I think he 20 odd touches. Might play halfback for West Coast. I don't know. I really don't know. Bus Boy. I'm hoping we'll play. I haven't checked Bulldogs best 22s, but I know they signed him up, I think. So, Zach Reed. Hell no. Hell no. Not again. That was painful. I think I had him the whole year. I think. Where's Sard El Hawley, I think. I missed him. There we go. Cool. So, Sard El Hawley, hopefully I've said that right. Looks like he's going quite well. So I think we'll be able to, I think some defender rookies will come through for us. Maybe there's some surprises here too. Like James Blake, we're not going to play now with Battle and Barras, but Probably the good thing about Sicily as well. If something goes wrong with Barras or Battle, Blank walks in, Frost walks in, like he's not going to play on like Jeremy Cameron again. So fingers crossed. I'm happy with that. To be honest, I don't see this changing for a while. Now the fun part, the midfield. How much we got? Okay, fair bit to play with. All right, the best line. We'll move on to the midfield. And this year, I think I will not pay much in the midfield. Sort of flirted with it last year. Ran a bunch of players under 550k. I think it was 4 players: Martin, Wines, Crouch, and I think Steele as well, who are all sub 540k. But also did run Bont, and I think I ran Tom Green. So I went fairly deep in the midfield, took a lot of the value, but also paid up. I think this year we're not going to pay up at all. And if I have to pay up for someone, it's probably Butters. I think Bont's too expensive, and I always speak about player ages. Like Bont will be 29, and you can see, obviously Neil's made me look stupid last few years. I say he's too old to start. Also has had the buy as well, which hasn't helped. But I've been saying like regression risk because he's older, and yeah, he pops a 120 average at 31. So I'll do that with Neil again, but I'll certainly look at him as an upgrade target. But Bont, I'm quite happy to pass on. Again, yeah, 29 could be regression risk, could be dead wrong too, so who knows. And yeah, definitely we'll get Bont at some point though. But to start, it's a bit too expensive. If I had to pick one, Butters, and then the rest of these, like Nick, no with the buy. Heaney, no with the buy. Trelaw, no with the age, but certainly proved, yeah, AA last year. Strong, I don't mind. If one Butters, too strong, if I have to pick someone from this 600k range, but I'll be skipping that. Strong did get a lot of attention last year. So yeah. So this next range is in the 500s and in the 400s. There's definitely a lot of options here. So I have Andrew Brayshaw. He's had 2 really bad starts in a row, last year and the year before. I think this year his start wasn't as bad as last year. I was just looking at this before. It's actually not that bad, but I think we sort of thought potentially a bit more wing time. It could happen again this year, but I don't think there'll be much. But I like Andy, and his back half was unreal. And I remember his brother Hamish Brayshaw, I think it was on back chat, was saying, I think he had a toe issue early in the year, and yeah, he was much better felt a lot better in the second half of the year. So I'm assuming there's a little bit upside, and yeah, no tags at all coming. So I do like Andy, and he's in good age as well, 25. I think 25, 26, 25. So yeah, still really young. LDU played the full season last year. I think that's probably what he is, 110 to 115, just because they have Wardlaw and Sheasel, and maybe McKercher goes in there. So still like a lot of players, and North have got to pop at some point. They've got too much talent to be rotting at bottom 2. Steele probably skip. I guess potentially age regression. I think he's 29. Walsh, probably no. Yeah, I just think the back issue and his kicking's regressed significantly as well. But I don't know if he's ever going to be over this back issue, and until it's proven that he's over it, I probably won't pick him. Tom Green priced at 106, has the injury game, so 574k, not a bad price for Tom Green. Was a very frustrating own last year, but finished very well. With the buy, it's a no, but I think if you wanted to go there, I think it's fine. Crouch, it's not the worst, to be honest, but probably no. I can't see anyone picking him. Laird will play halfbacks, he's a no. I don't even know who I'm picking in this midfield. I'm sort of just making it. I sort of had some idea of these lines, but I'm not actually sure, so sort of just making it up as we go. I guess Petrarca at 556. I feel like his DT was terrible last year because they played him a bit more forward. They still Yeah, they'll play Rivers a bit more in there. We'll go Supercoach. I don't see this 120 happening again, but I think 110's on the cards. So opened the season pretty well. This must have been an injury game. I honestly don't remember. Or was that a bye? No, it wasn't an injury game. I think he just had a bad game. Then they had the bye. Yeah. Check some DFS. Okay, the CBAs are fine. This round 9. Oh, that's when he played, yeah, they threw him forward and he kicked like 4 goals here. I think the CBAs are fine. 56%. It's probably more like 60 with this injury game. Okay, so he did 120 on 60% CBAs the year before. He can stay in. So I think we'll pick him. Dawson, I feel like Dawson, like he got off to such a bad start. I think he's a better DT pick because he gets the raw stats. He gets tackles, kicks, marks, good outside game. Whereas I feel like people that pick like an LDU in the slot, like LDU could easily put 20 on him a week early on. I think a lot went wrong with Dawson, and I honestly don't even know what role he's playing, but I think Crow's bias is kicking in here. So I don't love the Dawson pick, but you know, he can do 107 plus. I've done it twice before. Done 115 in the midfield. So the role will be interesting because I'm not quite sure what they're going to do there. How much money do we have? 2 mil. I don't think that's much to play with. So I don't think we can spend much more. Rosie, frustrating own, soft tissues 3. I think Rosie CBA's also dropped last year when he returned. I wouldn't be surprised if that sticks. Yeah. Okay, they went back up in the finals. 520 is not bad. 530. I'll come back to that. Taranto maybe. No, definitely no Taranto. More of a DT pick. Cordwell could be okay, but if Parrish is in the team, I'm not touching Cordwell. I think that he'd be good as if Parrish was out the team. Will Day probably pass with the bye and probably durability issues. Parrish is cheap for what he can do, but I don't love it. Plus, really bad soft tissue history. We'll go Clary. I just think, with Clary, how much worse can it possibly get? So, we saw, like, last year, I'll use Jack Steele as an example, like, genuine excuses year before. Played through knee issues, had a rod in his shoulder, Achilles issues as well. There was one more issue. Whereas last year, yes, Oliver's probably the mental headspace probably a little bit concerning. And I don't think the preseason's been unreal from him. But injury-free is probably the main one. And we know what he can do. And the role's going to be mid, you would think. It's going to be that number 1 CBA mid. You would think so. So he can stay in. He's no bite either. So that's my midfield. I think we'll leave. I think we've spent enough. Maybe we can get like one mid-price or something. Chera's done 108 before. I guess the issue with Chera is the hamstrings. Done like 4 or 5 in the space of a year. Has gone to Qatar. So if he didn't go to Qatar, I wouldn't even look at it. But we saw what Qatar did for Yo and McGovern. Maybe they managed Chera's Tog a bit just because of his history. But yeah, think about it. Will Ashcroft... Without the buy, maybe. I think part of the issue with Will is the CBAs are not high enough, and he's the 4th mid there. Now, is he taking out of Lockie Neal's CBAs? I don't think so. Is he taking it from Dunkley? I don't think so. Could he take a little bit from McCluggage? Because McCluggage can play outside. Maybe a little bit. Does Levi get a bit of time in there? Do they continue this Rayner stuff? Probably. They give Rayner a few spurts in there. I will think about Ashcroft. Ashcroft or Chera? Probably Ashcroft for the durability. We'll throw Will in at the moment, I think. I don't think we're going to be able to afford that. No. No, we won't. I don't think so. I think Peatling could be interesting, but I feel like you might as well just pay extra 80k for Ashcroft or whatever it is. 90k. Winhager. No. That was painful own for the 1 week I had him. Got suspended immediately and scored 50. Billings. Oh boy. Isaac Cummings already done a hammy, so he's out. And I think he's been playing a bit of wing too, so I'm going to pass on that. You know, these two, Hugo Garcia's forward. I think just keep an eye on Hugo. Apparently he's injured at the moment, but he can definitely score. Just needs to break into the midfield rotations. I think it's possible. It's going to be tough though, because they got McRae, Steele, Philippou. Can't remember who else. Throw Sinclair in there if they want. Qualif's looking good in preseason apparently. Put on a lot of size. So one to keep an eye on. Jagger to Bagger. Throw him in. Jagger's an exciting player. We'll see how much money. We're just filled with rookies now, I think. So Sid Draper, I'm slightly concerned. Oh, you got Ed Allen here. Throw Ed Allen in. Screw it. And then we'll need Levi Ashcroft. So Ed Allen showed a bit of promise. I think... nope, not Carlton. Collingwood. So where is it? Oh, they threw side bottom CBAs. Where's Ed Allen? Yeah, so he had 1 game. 65% CBAs at the end. VFL form's not super great. But yeah, scored 87. 82% TOG. Allen with the AN. Okay. Doesn't read very good. Consistency, acceleration. Never finished below 20 touches in a single game while playing wing and in the guts. What's this stats here? It's got 13 touches. This will be a different league. Allen's best work remains on the wing. I think he can stay in for now. I have no idea if he's best 22, but yeah, I can see a lot of potential for some cash makers here. I'm not going to touch Lawler. Probably too injury prone and don't know what the role is. Could be deep forward a bit, but he looks pretty promising. There's actually I missed one here. Cam Guthrie, 280k. That's worth monitoring for sure. They're quite injury prone though. Sid, I'm not sure on Sid just because of he's had back issues in the past. I'll throw Levi in. Levi's also worth watching. He's coming off shoulder surgery, but Sid Draper's had back issues, and I'm pretty sure Sid's not, like, they're holding him back a little bit at training. He's still doing a fair bit, but I think he said his back issues are on the incline, was the quote. When he got drafted, he got interviewed and he just spoke a little bit about it. So he sort of said, we'll see what they think, or what the physios and stuff think when he gets to the club. So that's sort of one to monitor, but yeah, we'll see. We got a fair bit of money. So Sheldrick is here. Does Cox love him enough to play him? Hopefully Dean Cox is nice to us, much better than Horse, but we'll see. And then let's just fill this with rookies, whoever. Stevens scored well in juniors. Camperelli boys. I really don't know. This is wasted time actually scrolling here. Who can we put here? Conan Brown maybe. He looks pretty good. I thought he got a bit more. Should have got a bit more opportunity. Clay Hole. Kako, I guess. Kako should play. I'll just throw him there. Even Nevitt. Maybe put Nevitt. But does he play? Put Kako for now. Flex. We got 410k. This is kind of nice. So if we can fit a Chera here, I'd probably run it. Get rid of that. Just because he's cheap. 1-1-3. Okay, we can't afford one of them rookies. So 1-1-3, 500. Chera makes me nervous. I shouldn't pick him. But you can see, like, taking the haircut on these guys instead of the 600, it gets you that 200k to, instead of a 200 rookie, you're fielding a guy who's done 110 in the past. He might not do it, but I feel like we're going to be here all day if we try and pick someone. How much is Roberts? We need to pick someone. To go is expensive. I thought he'd be cheap. I guess for Ashcroft we can go. There we go. And then we'll just find a rookie here. Mid rookie. I don't know, Clay Hole. Did we pick Clay Hole already? What's going on? Oh, I can't afford him. Oh, I want to pick someone who I think will play. It's an absolute waste of time. Riley Bice. Apparently he's mature age recruit. Alright, that'll do. Sid can stay on the bench. So that's my team. Both Ashcroft boys. I actually quite like it. I think the rucks could fall apart, but we got some good depth, like Caleb Daniel F5, Mills D5, Ashcroft M5. So I actually like it. So let me know what you think. And yeah, sorry, I was mindlessly scrolling for the past 10 minutes there. Trying to stay quiet as people are around at the moment. So yeah, let me know what you think, and if we can get this to line up. Yeah, let me know what you think and what you're thinking this year. So yeah, should be good. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.